Welcome back to the Tabletop. My name is Daniel, and here we have Dick, Xavier, and Garion. And believe it or not, Garion's going to speak this time.
Yes, I am.
This will be his first session. And would you like to give us a recap of last time, real quick, Daniel? And then I will jump right on in.
All right. So last time was one of my favorite ones that we've ever done because I, in my mind, have talked a Naga into killing an entire nation.
Oh, not just one Naga, and not a Naga.
You're right. A family of dragons, as we later found out.
They seemed quite upset at the wizard that you said that you originally set out to search for, calling him the Bane Father.
Yeah. And then we were like, hey, you can go kill him and more in the lovely Per Grand Kingdom behind door number 5. And so, yeah, that's
And
kind of...
this is going to turn the Civil War into a dragon war.
I mean, we don't know that.
Awesome.
We're not going to get there and everyone's going to be dead. That's my goal. I mean, not my goal, but what I'm hoping for here.
Patient.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping.
And then after that,
You did also literally send them after a living legend, said to be able to destroy armies with a wave of his hand.
That is also true.
He said to make anything what he wants with the thought of his mind.
He can do all kinds of crazy shit. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't he have like a form of magic?
Totally not a secret big bad. Don't worry about it.
Oh no. It's been revealed, everyone. What are we gonna do?
No, in all honesty, I view him as potentially a villain for you guys, depending on how the meeting and the choices you guys make.
Xavier.
His encounter is one that could really go either way.
Gotcha.
We're meeting him.
I mean, eventually, if you guys keep looking for him, yeah, I guess spoilers, eventually I'm going to give you what you want, and you're going to find him.
Damn. We've been spoiled.
I don't feel like that's much of a spoiler. I feel like I would just be a bad DM if I teased it this long, and then he was just dead.
Yeah. But anyway, finishing out the episode, we talked them into leaving and then flew up to Northern Crossing, which we actually are right now.
And so here.
And last we left off, we divvied out money and then started to leave.
And
yeah, Nick, I believe you are up, sir.
Yes. Well, I believe it's actually not me at first. It's going to be Garion, as you guys are standing around and discussing the splitting up of this very large amount of money. Someone approaches you. If you would like to describe yourself, Garion.
All right, so he's definitely not trying to make himself not be seen. He's very clearly trying to like catch your attention as he's walking up to you, and It also helps that he's what little of his face is that's not being covered by his cloak or like a face wrap is just a strange white color that both of his skin and his hair have, and you also notice that he's very tall, and he just kind of walks up to you and stops right in front of you, Lucky. And
just so you are aware, and in fact, Lucky is the only person in this group, similarly to you, who currently has their face exposed. I believe everyone else is wrapped up in the wind cloaks. Lucky is wearing instead a tattered, more so a series of ribbons and knots than it is a cloak at this point.
Do I have cloak?
Dear.
You wore a cloak last time.
I think I don't have a toaster. I think my tail can be seen.
You have
So,
the whatever it is, the traveling thing, right?
Yes,
Cool.
both the guy and Haba bought the same types of traveler's cloaks that Rook has purchased, though maybe in a different style. You might have purchased yours somewhere else, but they're definitely similar in function.
I keep forgetting that Hub is here. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna just kind of like look
We may not
over.
need him as an addition now that there's actually 3 people in the party, but he's here for that.
Yeah, we might send him home. Well, never mind. We'll get to that when we get to that. So I just kind of like look over and I'm like, "Hi."
my eyes quickly dart over everyone else and then go back to you, and he says, I heard you were talking about a very interesting job.
The guy looking at both of them very curiously.
Really now? Well, if you don't mind me saying, you all look a little underprepared for that kind of thing.
Wow!
I don't mean it as an insult. It's completely respectful, but you three just don't look ready for this kind of thing. However, it just so happens I plan to be offering my services at a fairly reasonable fee to groups such as yourself. It's really an offer you can't refuse, in my opinion.
So what can you do? Like what you
Many
got?
things. You'll just have to see.
See, that's like a token of good faith that you would normally give to someone who you met before. But considering I just met you, what you do?
I can do a little bit of combat, a little bit of magic, just like everybody else.
I mean,
That sounds like your guy, you know what I mean? That sounds like your guy.
I just kind of look over to a guy. I'm like, yo, right there.
I look at a guy for a second, and I lean over to Lucky, and I was like, "Is he always like that?"
Sadly, yes.
Dear God, you really do need my help.
Hey,
Listen.
One second.
He's
I
being
cannot
attacked by a
understand the
toddler.
damn word you're saying, child.
I turn my back towards a guy and look at Lucky more face to face, and I tell him,
Hold on.
well, let me just make this clear and make it a little bit more easier for you to decide. My price doesn't involve money, just the adventure and anything I can gather from it, I should say. I'm not very much of a money fan.
I just kind of like look and I'm like, no money? Cool. I just put my hand out to shake your hand.
Shake his hand too.
Nice.
And then I pull him a bit forward and I say, would you like to have a game of chess with me sometime?
I just kind of look and I'm like, I don't know how to play.
Oh, don't worry, it's easy.
I know. I can.
I quickly turn my head towards the guy and say, do you now? Well, maybe you would like a game.
Don't know.
Well, the offer still stands.
I do need a chance,
I
but it
can't
doesn't.
hear what you're saying.
It's not gonna.
Xavier,
I can't hear what he's saying.
no one can understand you.
You're screaming into the mic while being 2 inches away from it.
Okay. Well, I stand up straight and do a little bit of a head nod, and, well, you can call me Rook. I am a mercenary for hire.
All
Who
right,
is that?
Rook. I kind of like just pat you on the shoulder, and I'm like, I'm Lucky. This is the guy, and over there being antisocial tablet.
The thin man wearing the red cloak just kind of and nods. It will be a pleasure working with you.
Oh, it will. It will. I pull up a chair and just kind of like intrude myself on their circle a little bit.
Lucky just kind of like scoots over. Like so. What have you been up to? Like, why are you here? Do you live here? You don't look like you live here.
No, God, no. I'm from Stella. I'm just here for a little bit of work
This kind of like
and fun.
it's kind of like piques my interest. I'm like, wait,
You walk through iceberg to get to seven?
I've been to most of the areas around here, yes.
How about the pregnant kingdom?
it's at this point Lucky just kind of like face palms and just kind of
I
hides in
just-
his chair.
You're probably aware that he means the Pergran Kingdom, though you've never actually been there. You've heard of the Civil War going on.
Yeah, I just kind of stare at him a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. Sure thing, buddy.
Sure thing.
I can tell by your voice that you haven't. A guy just slowly backs away.
Basu? What's Basu?
What?
He backs away. I heard it that time.
Backs away. I heard Baksu. I was like, what the fuck's Baksu?
I'm hearing him a little bit better now, though. Honestly, if you have any other like microphone you can use, like I don't know, if you plugged in some headphones, go into the Discord thing and tell it to use the computer microphone because it's really bad right now. I can tell you how to do that if you need.
I think he's on his phone unless he's on his grandmother's laptop or desktop.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Still, then, like, do you have headphones in or something?
No.
All right. Well, I don't know why it sounds like such butts. Then, I mean, you would think a phone microphone would be better than that, but anyway. Yes,
It used to be my mom's phone.
So, Lucky, do you remember what the next job is, or do you need a refresher as you look over the document?
It is. We're unfreezing a town that used to be an iceberg, right? Or
Yes, this dot over here, there is a town that is completely and totally frozen in ice. And it seems to be not frozen in any kind of normal ice. I mean, obviously, people have tried taking fire to it, and nothing happens. Also, as a reminder, the reward for this mission was not money, but was a magical device called an Arcanosphere, a refined version of the Lacrima crystals you're used to dealing with, that is capable of basically acting as a magical battery. It is a key component in things like Stella's magic cars.
I see.
They're quite valuable on their own, but useful for many, many things as well.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing I just kind of like relay this to the table, and I'm like, so whenever we're ready, say let's get up and go.
Yeah, okay.
Like he just kind of like gets up and starts walking towards the wall. Like I make sure I do a pat down and I check if I have everything first, because my what was it, Prin, when I got robbed by the street children.
Yes, you pat yourself down and confirm that you do in fact have all of your stuff. There seems to be just in general, less of that kind of nonsense in North Crossings. The north side seems to be the more high-end, more rich, more refined types, whereas there was a lot of slums and stuff in the South Cross.
I mean, it is
Gotcha.
north.
Moving on. I'm just gonna skip over that one.
I'll just follow Lucky, I guess.
Oh, just skipping over that one.
Alright. So, what is your plan here? Do you want to cross the width of the expanse here, or cross across and through nicer terrain?
I was thinking going through that big trench that the dragon left.
Okay.
Following that.
Alright.
I just remembered something.
Did you know?
Did you know? Oh no. This person's dead.
No, don't do that.
Oh, my game's
That
done
is
now.
that is the other thing that I will remind you is that that you did at some point say you wanted to come back to visit this place, but that I don't know.
That was on the back trip.
Yeah, if you were going to do that on the way back to Fiore, that makes sense. All right, so
my game's done downloading, by the way, so I can actually join you.
Whoa.
oh, excellent.
Depression.
I will have to add you as a friend on Steam, I think, so that you can easily find it.
Okay.
I am the only one here who doesn't have tabletop.
Because you don't have a computer that can run it.
I know.
Oh, how do you turn off the music? I don't like that.
It'll leave once you join the game, don't worry.
What's your Steam ID?
My Steam ID, I
Just send
believe.
it to me through
I have muted it, even though you can see it. They're muted right now, so I'm talking to fill in the void. Because you all don't need to know how to get into this thing for all three of you watching. So here, let me come in. I'll mute myself in here. So anyway, hi everyone. How's it going? I hope it's going well. It's been quite the journey. We started off with Fiore, and I remember thinking like that was long, and then we did this like first like big run through. Dang. Do you remember like when literally it was nothing but just me and a guy running through to go into that mine, and we took Dubo with us? That was a while ago. Anyway.
And now you must choose a color in order to be able to interact with anything. And you should be able to roll dice and move around and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Alright, there we are. We can go ahead and hop back into here. And that's the one.
Has anybody
Also, the Final Fantasy tile set for you here. Like at the moment, I still am going to find better icons for everyone at some point. But at the moment, we're just using like the Final Fantasy 8-bit sprites or 16-bit sprites.
I assumed you were this one.
Does anybody live past?
This is the one that I've been using for just like generic other person who joins your party. Like that's the one that I've constantly been using.
Yeah. Xavier, what are you saying?
Does anybody live past Pregnant Kingdom, like in the Asia area?
What do you mean? Like, does anybody look like they're from there?
No, like anyone live past like in this gray area over here? Past
there are stories of monsters and the occasional tribe of people living out there. It's not like a country or anything, though. It is a wild land where there is no government or country or anything.
So where we're going to dump you once we get to Pregnant Kingdom?
Then I'll have to create a new character.
His concerns are great.
So rude. So yes, let me. We're gonna draw in this trench here. For as far as you guys can see, it seems to just kind of go this way.
I see. I'm guessing, because I'm assuming that Iceberg is at a higher elevation, which is why it's so cold.
Yes, it seems to slope up here, and these mountains are not the only mountains. All of this area is like high hills. Listen, it's kind of like it's kind of a Greenland.
Yeah. That's what I was assuming. So, I'm assuming we're flying, and I'm gonna roll for that.
All right.
Well, let me. That's not bad. It's actually pretty bad for what I can roll. It's a 26.
That is enough. Rook, you feel the strange sensation of just being lifted off the ground against your will and flown at a very rapid pace through the air. Depending on your proclivities, it might be either very exhilarating or very uncomfortable.
I think he's pretty used to being grounded, so he's not really freaking out, but he's like, shit, this is happening.
Yes. You can see the other three who are relatively used to this by this point are kind of holding their bodies in such a way that they're not being like blasted with the full frontward force of the wind. Which, if you would like, you can adapt such a similar posture.
Excuse me? I was my brother was doing something stupid.
It happens. He's like, what, 2, 3? They do that.
They do that. How are you?
Playing. What does the fox say?
Well, the fox doesn't say anything, but the ground does. As you guys are flying over this trench and beginning to head to the eastward direction, you hear a low rumbling, lesser in volume, but such a deep tone that it carries through the air. Lucky, you recognize this. It says to you,
oh, do I not have to roll for it?
you have already successfully rolled to understand a creature that was speaking much less eloquently than the one that now speaks to you.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
The deep voice says, "You have killed one of my children and sent another to his death at the bay. Give me one reason I should not do the same to you now."
Oh, frick!
You guys thought you killed the big one.
I didn't think I killed the big
Got
one.
rid of the big one.
I didn't do nothing.
To be fair.
Do you have anything that would justify, or any skill that you could roll to understand ancient languages?
Me?
Or is it not your bag? Well, I know you don't. I'm asking our new character because I don't know all the skills yet.
I have knows what's best. Does that help at all, or?
You could roll that to kind of get a sense of the emotion of what's going on, that you won't understand the language.
All right, how do I properly roll dice in this?
You can either select them, like just highlight them to select them, and then you can either shake them and throw them, or you can just press the R button and they'll roll straight up in the air.
Okay.
Sometimes
That's
they
on its
fall-
side. Okay.
Sometimes they fall really weird, but if you just pick them up and then drop them, they'll fall to whatever they're supposed to be.
Okay, so 7 keep 3, right?
Eh.
Yes. Okay, so that's 12, 17.
That's pretty solid. Yes. You do in fact recognize this as a language, though not one that you speak. It has the right nuances and tones, that it's clearly not just random sound.
Gotcha.
And it sounds angry.
Can I use my... Can they hear me over the wind?
Yes. Part of your wind magic is being able to send messages on the wind.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I didn't want to just say that and then you'd be like, ha, you can't do that. So I just kind of look to Haba and I'm like,
he looks very confused and concerned.
What the fuck did it say to you?
A guy looks at both of their faces.
The Haba will say, I think it's a dragon.
I know it's another dragon, but I don't want to.
No, he was telling the rest of the party, but.
Okay. Well.
There's another dragon?
Yeah, this one I think might be the big one.
How big
Can
is
we
it?
hurry on to Iceberg?
You're not sure, but looking down at the trench below you that seems to be about 20 feet wide, and the fact that they're saying this one is bigger.
That scares me. It's Earth time, I guess.
It's at this point I look over to Haba and or like everyone else, and I was like, "What's the chance? You think we can outfly a dragon?"
Do it.
Can I just pop in and just turn into a bird?
The creature responds, this time in a deep, booming voice in the common language. He says, "I promise you could not."
I just turn around and I'm like, "Well, fuck me then. What do you want me to say?"
I want you to say that you will go and help my child who you have sent to his death. Slay him, the Bane Father.
Like, because I can't.
He is now speaking in the common tongue, quite loudly and still booming.
Oh, so I can understand him now. Her, him.
You guys
Some
just
gender.
sacrificed its kid? Wow, what
Okay. So here's what happened. We accepted the job to get rid of a dragon. We go. Dragon tries to eat us. We straight up murdered the first one. Like that. There's no excusing that one. Straight up murdered it. And then the second one came up and tried to kill us. To which we were like, "Hey, don't kill us. Go kill plenty of other things over there." And then it went. I don't know how that one's our fault. We were like, "Hey, please don't kill us. Kill other things." But now, well, you know.
The dragon will chime in. He will say, "Honorable combat I can accept. Sending one of mine against an enemy much more powerful than yourself. Deceitful."
Isn't there like a... I mean, does the dragon accept sides, or does it just eat everybody?
They are young. They are stupid.
I don't think we told them to go kill the ultra-powerful wizard. We just told them to go kill all the other people who are fighting in a senseless war.
And then mentioned the ultra-powered wizard.
Did we mention that?
Yes, we did.
You totally did. Out of character.
I know, but I'm trying to, like, say we did it, and Xavier did not get it. Did not get it.
Your deceit will not fool me. I have concealed the location of this one from my brood until they were strong enough. And now you have set my plans in motion early, disrupted plans of 1,000 years or more.
Hey,
I
so
expect in recompense for this, your assistance.
could we just strike a deal? I really don't want to fight a giant dragon right now.
I don't really think you can make deals with dragons.
I just kind of turn around and I'm like, well, I mean, we did earlier. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
I mean, not one like this.
Oh,
To make the point, the sand begins bubbling up, and out of this dunes rises a creature at least 5 times the size of the one that you talked into leaving. In addition, it seems to have a much less worm-like body with much more defined limbs. It's still long and serpenty, but it looks much more like your classic dragon.
does it have wings?
Okay, sorry, Mrs. Serpent, whatever. Can we still just strike a deal with you? I don't really want to fight a giant snake right now.
I also chime in, and I'm gonna roll with godlike communication. Oh God, please don't.
Can I also chime in and use brainworm?
Go for
Can
it.
I also
I
chime
I'm
in?
rolling versus you guys with one roll here, but do you see what she's doing?
Yes, I see that. I know that. And I'm gonna say this to the entire party. Oh God, that's a 14. I have a 14, and I'm gonna try and talk to like everyone at the same time and say, if like we'll go get the dragon, or if we go get the dragon, it's in the same spot, and we talk it into coming back. Would that be an acceptable thing? And I'm like addressing everyone.
I'm just looking at Lucky and saying that was okay.
She just kind of laughs.
Buddy, I'm
She
just here
says,
for the work.
I think you will find convincing one of my youngers a more difficult task than you imagine, when it does not involve things they can eat. But if you can do this thing, I will not consume you.
I just kind of look around and I'm like, it seems legit.
The dragon will kind of hold up a clawed hand, and it will say, if I sense the death of my brood, or 6 of your mortal months pass, I will find you and consume you.
So we gotta make it to Brighton Kingdom before 6 months. Yabba dabba doo!
Hey Nick, out of character question. How long did it take us to get from Fiore to get where we are to the story point now? Like how long?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Or no, about 2 weeks, and then you spent about a week preparing to fight.
I see. Okay.
So
You fly at a pretty quick speed. Your biggest thing is that you can only fly for a few hours every day before you need to stop and rest. But
Yeah.
you fly at a speed much faster than most wagons or other modes of travel.
I have the ability to turn people small, don't I?
If you still have Diane remembered, I feel like you forgot her a long time ago.
I also feel like
Yeah.
if you're trying to do it on the dragon, that's not going to work.
No, I know it's not gonna work. I was just gonna do it to you guys, and then pick you, and then turn into a falcon and pick you guys up, and then fly to.
I mean, that would basically give you guys 2 shifts of flying instead of 1 before both of you were tired, you know?
I don't have Diane remembered anymore, so
No, I didn't think so. What do you have remembered right now, by the way, just so I know?
Let me check. I don't have Google Docs open because I'm an idiot.
I feel like it was the Guildmaster, the Naga, or the small dragon, rather, and one other thing, but I don't remember.
The demonic thing.
Oh, the demon, yes. Okay.
Quote unquote.
Wait,
demon.
nope.
Yeah, I think you guys eventually figured out what it actually is a fire spirit, not a demon, but...
I got the ghostly lady
Oh, okay.
and the Naga.
Okay. I thought you had the Guildmaster for some reason. Maybe you forgot him to learn the Naga. You can put in Young Dragon instead of Naga, by the way, now that you know what it actually is.
I do what I want.
I mean, I'll know what you say, or what you mean if you say Naga, but one of these days I'm just going to have you turn into an actual Naga, which is way weaker, so do it.
Thank you for persuading me. Padawan.
But yes, if you accept the dragon's deal, there needs not be a fight.
I will not. Yeah, I'm for one voting to take it. I turned to everyone else. Like, I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah, why not? It's better than
I guess I'll just agree as well.
All right. As you all agree, the dragon begins to move its raised claw, and at a gesture similar to what you've seen Haba do when drawing runes, and a circle of lettering surrounds you. Lucky, you can roughly translate it as "this contract is binding."
Oh, damn. Alright.
Alright, so we skip an iceberg or what?
And then it sinks into the ground.
So we skip an iceberg and go into the pregnant kingdom?
I guess so.
I mean, it's up to you guys. It's literally on the way, and you've got 6 months.
Yeah, but also if it dies, we die.
True.
Yeah. So I think I mean it's a win-win. We save a dragon's child and I get to learn more. And I get to see this guy.
I mean,
or is that a win-lose?
What guy? What guy?
A guy is currently on a...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Lucky turns around and tells him.
Lucky.
He is currently on a quest to find a person that you have definitely heard of, but probably dismissed as one of those silly fairy tales. a wizard that is said to know hundreds of different kinds of magic, to be able to change one thing into another with a thought, to be able to create an explosion large enough to destroy an army, that kind of thing.
And so are they telling me this?
Yes. This is. I'm giving you the short version, basically. If Lucky has any details he wants to add in character, by all means, go ahead.
The guy is completely obsessed with him. Like, completely obsessed with him. It's not even funny how obsessed with him this guy is.
Is that person even real?
Maybe. We don't know.
So you're just chasing a hunch then?
He definitely was a real person. He is, by a lot of accounts, probably dead by now.
Well, the only thing that kind of just gave me hope is our contract with this dragon, which I should have asked its name, is essentially to stop us from getting her kid killed by him.
Yes, the dragon seemed to indicate that this was definitively a real person.
Wait, I have a name to call her.
Oh, what's that?
Ad. A-D.
Ad.
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 Standing for adult dragon.
Oh my god.
Nah.
Take it.
She didn't give you her name, but you can call her that for now.
We'll just...
She's got a very long and draconic name that's probably very hard to pronounce, but she didn't give it to you.
Ad. I like Ad. Do we like Ad?
Ad's
Ad sounds good. Ad's okay. Alright, onward to pregnant.
I don't know why, but I just imagine you, like, pulling out, like, some kind of whip, and just like, go! Oh, like,
Wait. I have a nice music for the occasion. We're off to see the wizard, the wonder wizard of Oz.
Alright. Let me make some marks here, because as someone who has traveled through Iceberg, Rook actually knows a little bit about where some stuff is over there. You would know that there is a border crossing town here, without going through which it is technically illegal to cross the border. Though, I mean, it's not like there's a wall or anything. There's another one kind of down here. Up here, and then there's kind of just small villages dotted around that you know exist, but have never really been to.
Gotcha.
We're off. Okay.
There is also another major city in the mountains up here, a mining city that I don't know if you've ever been to, but you've definitely heard of it.
Yeah.
Just fuck this area.
That's I'm assuming area that Rook has not traveled in, because he mostly has been to these countries over here. So you guys don't know what's over there.
I see. Also, by the trench and the placing of this border town, can I assume that the small dragon has...
You would also know about the Stellan border towns, one here and one here.
So has the dragon just fucked the border town? Is that something that we're going to find out once we fly to it?
The trench actually seems to disappear a little bit before this. It ends maybe around here or so, where it seems like the dragon has burrowed underground.
So do we take the dragon's direct path?
There is a sort of tunnel-ish here, though. It's kind of caving in a little bit around the edges.
I can bend us a path.
This is true. You do have earth manipulation. If you want to go under the border town and not legally cross the border, you have the option.
Well, okay, that's fair.
How do they know that? How do they know? They will never catch us.
I
It's
mean,
you.
they probably wouldn't know immediately unless you guys did something, like turn in a officially registered job after not crossing the border legally.
That's fair.
Why would we have officially registered job?
You have
What?
one.
The whole
Here.
reason we're going to Iceberg.
You
We're
have
just
an officially registered job.
pregnant. I thought we were skipping over iceberg and going to pregnant.
I mean,
Well,
you guys are not going to be able to entirely skip iceberg. It's going to take, at least, if you're traveling full speed, very fast, it's still going to take at least a couple of weeks.
Oh, well, I guess we can just cross the border, I guess.
It's a big country.
yeah.
None of you guys know teleportation magic. Come on. I figured that would be something someone would pick up, but no one did.
We haven't met anyone for
Fusion
teleportation magic yet.
Yeah. I honestly, I just thought that would be one of the things that somebody would be like, hey, can I teleport? Right from the beginning, and just nobody asked about it,
Instant transmission. All rights reserved.
That was probably in my top 5 list of things I thought you guys were going to ask about when I said any superpower go crazy,
I see.
I mean, teleportation is one of the is one of the top things that kids really do want as a superpower.
Well, and that's why I thought it would come up, but it just didn't. That's fine, though. All right, so you guys are going to kind of come down here near the border town. During this journey, roll me a D100, please, actually, because it is a long trip. At some point, you're going to have to stop and rest overnight in the desert and make the second half of the trip.
Yes, it's a 28.
28. Things go pretty smoothly for you, actually. Where are you guys on the end of this first night going to set up to rest?
Do we make it all the way to the border town?
No. Unfortunately, you feel like you have a few more hours to go. You could push through and risk some level of exhaustion upon arriving. For you specifically, Lucky, who is carrying everyone. But you can either stop here or push through and potentially be fatigued.
I guess I'll stop because long journey. Let's not start it by getting stupidly fatigued.
Yeah. So what are your guys' camping preparations here then? What kind of stuff do you do?
I'm gonna go in
what do we
the trench.
In the trench?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that sounds like a good idea.
And the reason I'm doing that, Gary, is because as far as camping supplies, I got nothing unless I want to try and hop into my golf bag. Which would
You do have an earth manipulator who can totally fucking earthbend you a tent.
Yeah, but I thought it was all sand.
It is sand on the surface. We discussed pulling stone and water from deeper below. It's a difficult thing to do, but doable.
Alright, Xavier, this is all on you.
Though just the trench itself will prevent, say, a storm whips up in the middle of the night. It will effectively act as a very small version of the city's wall, keeping most of it above you, though some of it obviously is still going to be a problem,
Yeah. Would I be able to set up the mystery wand? Or actually, it's not a mystery wand, the wand that kind of, absorbs magic. Set that up and put in, charge it like a crystal and see if it can, because it does, an AoE, right?
No, how it works, basically, is you can use it to block an incoming magic attack and negate it. And then you do this while it is empty, and then the attack charges it, and it very quickly disperses the magic over the course of the next 12 seconds, basically giving you 2 rounds until it can be used again.
Oh, I thought it like had to discharge.
No, its default state is discharged, and when it blocks an attack, it becomes charged.
Gotcha.
We have a crystal that can block stuff.
No,
Right?
it's for heat. It's our electric.
Yeah, your crystal keeps the air cool and everything. Which
Actually, if it's been 3 weeks, we only have 3 weeks left of it.
Theoretically, a guy could recharge it as long as he has an external source of water. To recharge it without external water, you're going to need a maker wizard.
Oh, fun.
I have water in my
Yes, you do have some.
I realized something. I made a mask last time.
Oh,
I don't think you did. Wait, did he?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Yes, he
And
did.
then
Oh,
What kind
yes,
of
he
mask
did.
did you make? I don't remember this at all.
It was the JoJo mask, remember?
Oh, yes, he
Oh.
did.
Okay. I don't remember this, but I believe you guys.
Oh, man.
I don't know why that's relevant here either, but okay.
no, hopefully I thought it was important to the story, so I just said
Yeah, we made a
And
really...
someone please give me the detailed explanation. Like, literally, this is ringing no bells.
He made the
Hold on,
JoJo.
I'll deafen Xavier so he doesn't know.
what?
All right, you explain.
But
What? I mean, I know what the JoJo mask does, but what did he do?
Shit. What exactly did he do again?
He made it. Like he finished.
Did he make it, or
Stopped
did
in
he get
Northern
some-
Crossing. He finished out his mask, and then and this was at the very end of the session. Like I actually had to pull it up and add in that small bit to the recording because you were like, he holds it up, blah 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 blah, and oh man, I'm trying to think of how you
Just
described
like
it. Give me a
evil
second.
energy or something coming from it? I don't remember.
And he feels, you said he feels everything enhanced because he put it on at the end, and he feels everything enhanced. And how did you finish it out? Tabletop.
while also getting a little angry.
Tabletop Geeks. We talked to Naga.
I mean, we could
True as
just
well.
say I've had it on this whole entire time.
From his
but
character
I
sheet.
guess.
It depends on whether you would have kept it on. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do not remember.
I believe that is the one ability that special ability with the cost.
Close out the video. So I will be right back. Talk thing. So.
Like I said.
All right. Well, I just took it off. Let's just say that, and I just have it in my bag right now.
Okay.
Yes, I'll accept this. I'll pull up the video and I'll show it to you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this later because I do not remember what I said. But either way, Xavier, are you going to attempt to earthbend a tent for the night here?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Do that.
All right, let me roll. 66. Boop.
Or now,
That
right?
is a really bad roll.
That is a pretty bad.
I'll roll again.
Well, it's a good thing you're about to roll again because the first time you spend about 5 or 10 minutes trying to do this, and you just can't reach deep enough to grab a hold of anything solid. It's all sand. Oh my. You try again. You all watch Guy. At this point, has spent about 30 minutes attempting to do this until finally one big piece of rock, just one, sticks out and just like covers over like your guys' head. And Guy just like falls down tired. He's like, "Yep, that's it. That's all."
That's all. You
Nope.
get nothing.
No more
You
Xavier.
lose.
Good job. Man,
No
you
more.
were you were the best at that. I just have to say.
Don't roll again.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay. You're just sending emotes for us.
Nope, just ending that. That just represents what I am now. I'm just on the floor with that face.
Yes, after failing twice and finally succeeding on his third try, a guy is very tired. At this point, this has never really come up, but I'm not just making this up. I actually do have a hidden system for how much succeeding versus failing tires you. And failing at using magic is much more tiring than succeeding to do so.
My bones. I'm boiling.
You said.
You guys do now have a rough cover over you at least, so that any like big chunks of whatever that fall out of the sky would not hit your face.
I see.
But we die. I mean, not died, but the sandstorm would hit us.
Well, you guys are in the trench and you have a cover, so you're partially protected if a sandstorm does happen to come through.
And then we also have our cloak.
Yes. So while it would not be great, it would not be the worst situation. Though for now, a sandstorm does not come through. What does happen is shortly after a guy's attempts to create this structure, you hear just a little bit of pattering on this stone slate that he has pulled out of the ground over your guys' head. And glancing around it, there is an entire herd of jackalopes just galloping across the sands. They seem to be using your roof as a bridge across this trench.
Okay.
I'm gonna zap one.
You're gonna zap one, just one?
Just one. Well, it depends on how big this blast is. I mean, it's up to you. I'm gonna attempt to zap one.
We decided before that you could do a 10-foot blast with half damage.
I'm gonna try to hit him. I'm gonna try to
I don't
hit
even
him.
think I hit one. That's a 16.
Could I try to hit it? Freeze him. One of them and.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
He's trying to freeze the jackalope again.
Roll your magic with a -1, keep 1, because you are now exhausted. But yeah, I don't know how high you feel like or how high you thought the defenses of these things were. Daniel, this is an entire herd of like 3 build point creatures.
Alright, so 5 plus 5, 10,
Oh.
5.
In fact, you managed to drop 8 of them with this lightning blast.
Dinner's
I
on
got
me,
14.
I guess.
A little much, huh?
What'd you get?
I got 12.
12, and that's with your -1 from what or your 1 keep 1 from what it normally is.
Wait, no, I got 13. 13.
All right, you do manage to freeze one of them. You kind of lift up your arm, a little bit of water flies out of your thing, and you freeze one in place. Unlucky zaps it.
So I just kind of get up and just bring them all. How big are they? Are they like the size of like a normal rabbit?
Well, they're fairly large rabbits, but roughly the size of a rabbit.
So each of us could probably eat 3.
Oh yeah, I mean this is probably a decent sized meal for the party here, unless anyone is a particularly ravenous eater, anime style.
Yeah, nah. I mean, Lucky can put down when he needs to put down, but it's mostly alcohol that goes into his stomach.
Yes. I
Speaking of,
I am a saint of fairy tale. I have a bottomless stomach.
but but yes. Speaking of Lucky, I don't think we ever brought it up. But do you carry any booze with you?
No. I mean, he used to in Fiore, like when he had it. Or like every time he would.
Your
But-
flask has long since been empty.
Yeah. Well, I've also stopped drinking. Like, he's kind of had a redemption arc. Like, he was a pretty bad alcoholic at the start of this.
I mean, he stopped drinking while on jobs.
Yeah, at least. But, like, you know.
I feel like every time we go back to the guild hall, Lucky still gets smashed. But when you're on jobs, you're good at least.
He does, yeah. It was after the third time Xavier picked the mission for us. And then he decided he would no longer be drinking on the job.
It wasn't the guild hall getting harpooned while you were passed out drunk that did it?
No. This has happened before. Come on.
And then I tried not really an alcohol beverage, but
You got the watered down beer where they put just like a little bit of alcohol in it to kill most of the germs. That's about it.
yeah. I had 2 of
He's
those.
got a fucking sarsaparilla.
Yep, a sarsaparilla.
Got 2 of those.
But yes, please, as you guys are resting overnight here, you can relatively easily cook up some jackalope for dinner. But roll me another D100 as you're going to be here for a few hours, and we'll see what happens overnight. Whether what
A 51.
a 51. Thankfully for you, well, maybe thankfully and maybe not, the sandstorm kicks back up, though at a fairly low tempo. From your protections, it's not going to be damaging you, though it doesn't particularly make for a good night's sleep, as you're just getting, like, lightly sandblasted.
If I'm still wearing the cloak, is it still like hitting me or?
Just as previously described earlier, all of you have the cloaks, and it keeps away most of it, but just every once in a while, like a slightly bigger than average piece kind of zips through and kind of like pings you, and it's like it doesn't really hurt, but it's like it doesn't make for conducive sleep.
Oh, okay, I get you.
I am going to need, because you are not getting a perfect night's sleep, you're sleeping out in the wilderness here. I'm going to need both Lucky and a guy who quite heavily used their magical reserves today to roll me a body or a spirit defense, your choice.
Wait, but
Fine.
wouldn't I get used to sleeping out in the wilderness? I sleep in a hole, for God's sake.
This is because you overexerted your magic, not because you're sleeping outside necessarily, though that doesn't help. This is even less comfortable than your hole. Your hole at least has like a mattress in it.
I sleep on rocks.
I'm pretty sure we decided you had a bed, but okay. We will remember this in the future. It's okay.
We didn't decide this. We didn't decide that I had a mattress.
I'm pretty sure that we decided that you had like a straw mattress, and when the hole filled up with water, it got like soaked, and you had to get a new one, right? Am I crazy, Daniel? Am I crazy?
I
Yes, you are
honestly
crazy.
don't remember that.
Okay. Either way,
But that's
This
an
is-
11.
this is primarily because you two both heavily used your magic today.
Yes.
We're going to see how you're feeling the next day.
That's
Wait,
an 11 plus I ate a glow stick to refill some magic.
Alright. If you ate a glow stick, add +1, keep 1 to it. So roll another dice and keep whatever your next best one is.
Alright.
Wait, what? Roll what?
Roll
That is a 16.
spirit.
A 16 in total.
You are good. You don't sleep great. You wake up kind of like with that craving, like, oh man, I kind of want a beer right now. But you're mostly fine.
All right.
A guy. Listen, a body, or a spirit defense. Your choice.
Okay. Roll d6. Oh God.
And you keep 2, right?
I don't know.
I think you keep 2, unless you upgraded it.
I don't think either of us have upgraded our defenses at all.
Alright.
That's 11.
11. That is still good enough. You wake up feeling not great, but you feel like your magic energy has returned. You are no longer exhausted. 10 is the DC for that one, just so you guys know.
Gotcha.
For one level of being exhausted anyway. If you kept doing more stuff, I would have bumped it up to 2 levels.
Then that's 20 or 15. I'm guessing. Right
15 and minus 2 keep 2.
Ah, fun.
But yes. No, though I am not too brutal about it. If you roll higher than the 10, I still take off 1 level. 15 is just for both at once.
Could I roll to clean myself?
What?
Could I roll to clean myself?
You don't need to do that. With your earth magic, you can easily just pull all of the sand and stuff off of the party if you want to. You don't even need to roll for that. That's easy to do.
Okay, I just do that then. You know, I have to question. Gurion hasn't been talking lately.
Yes.
Are you good?
It's worth asking, what kind of stuff do you do when the party stops to make camp? What does Rook do in his free time when he's not traveling?
He sits and observes people. Very awkwardly. Well, awkward for other people, not for him.
Hey, I do have a question, Garion.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I feel like I know what is about to be asked.
I don't know a clue.
I don't want to be right.
I'm being yelled at that we have no food. 1 second.
But yeah, so does he do anything particular though? Does he rest, or does he when he's resting but not sleeping? Does he read books? Does he sharpen his weapons? What does he go about doing? Does he just sit there?
I suppose it's kind of sits there in the shade and just taking care of his sword and whatnot and just staring at people.
Does he rap?
Taking note of every single one of their movements. and whatever they say.
You are creepy. Why are you this creepy, my guy?
He's a creepy person.
I feel like that was an in-character question.
Was it in character?
Is Xavier asking this, or is a guy asking this?
A guy is asking this.
I just kind of look at him for a few more seconds and say, that's just how it is sometimes.
Well, I don't. Okay. I don't know what to say about this.
Do
He
you
just keeps staring at you in particular, just to make you feel weird.
do you take part in the meal that Lucky cooks up?
Oh yeah.
Roasted jackalope.
Yep,
It's really
absolutely.
common here in 7, though. People pay good money for it in Stella.
Make people pay for what we give. Except him, because he's a part of our group. Ish.
Ish.
He's a random guy.
No, come on,
You know
before
what?
you assimilate him, you have to convince him somehow to join the Fairy Tale Guild. Or not the Fairy Tale Guild, the Mother's Eye Guild.
He's a random person I don't think we know.
What is going on?
We were just talking about how Garion's character just kind of sits in the shade and just stares at everyone and watches what everyone is doing and doesn't particularly have any interest that he seems to pursue, least visibly to you guys.
I see.
And he's being very creepy.
Though he does enjoy the jackalope, we decided.
Hey! I just kind of like thank him. I'm like, thanks, my guy. Appreciate that.
Looks like somebody's cooking. You should try mine.
I just kind of look and I'm like violently nodding no.
A guy is pretty good at cooking fish, but he cannot cook anything else.
No, I cannot cook anything else.
Only fish.
On a stick, and put them on a stick. For that is what I have been doing for hundreds of years.
I just kind of look over to a guy and I'm like, yeah.
He's obviously like 17.
Yeah. Are we stopped? Like, where are we at? Have we woken up at the
Yes. Well, you guys have done the stuff. If at this point, unless you have anything else you would like to do while camped, we can proceed to the next morning, where you can easily fly the rest of the way to the border crossing.
I do believe. Never mind. I won't do that. I was gonna say I do believe Gary was going to play a game of chess with Xavier.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Lucky roll godlike communication. I'm just going to avert potential disaster here.
Okay. I don't know why you do that. It is obviously a very high esteemed individual. There's nothing wrong with this friendly game of chess. Oh dear God. I rolled an 8. Oh no, it's a 3. I rolled a 12.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
I was about to be like, I cannot stop this.
You're not sure exactly why, but these propositions to play games strike you as something similar to the contract magic that you have seen Haba and now a dragon also wield.
Okay, so like he just kind of steps up and I'm like, how about we don't do that?
Rock, paper, scissors?
No!
I mean, I love games, honestly. I just want people to play with.
I feel like I shouldn't play with you, and neither should anyone.
Did we decide whether or not you are capable of returning things after they have been taken?
Nope.
I feel like you should be able to if you want to.
Well, actually, no, I think we did decide that I can't give him back, but if I guess we could choose. I guess we could decide that I can if I want to.
Yeah, I think to give you a little bit of versatility, because you did make it your core skill here, I think you should be able to choose to give back the things that you have taken if you want to.
Okay. Or I could also just give it to anybody I want, right?
I would allow that. Though if you want that level of versatility, I will put a restriction similar to how I have to Xavier's on it, where you can only remember a number of things at one time equal to your ranks in the skill.
Gotcha.
So you can either do it that way, or you can do it the way we previously talked about. But either way,
I'll do the one where I can give it back to the specific person I stole it from.
Okay, yeah. You can't just put it in anybody, but you can return it to whoever it came.
Yes.
The same thing we've already had.
That makes playing friendly games with him, as long as they truly are friendly, a little bit less deadly.
So what I'm hearing is, Xavier, you should play a game of chess with him.
I will play a game of chess with him.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Roll me. I guess each of you roll me whatever skill you would have that would be most appropriate to a chess strategy. If you can justify how you would be good at chess with this skill, I will allow it.
Well, using I'm gonna have to look in on that. You know what I mean?
I do have all according to plan.
That is
Which is
perfect.
my mind defense one, 7 keep 4.
That is perfect. I will allow that.
Okay.
Um,
Actually, can I do one thing?
I have
what was like your
a chess strategy is mind, right?
it would typically be a mind thing, but I kind of want you to just look at the names of your skills and tell me something that sounds like it would help you with chess.
Okay,
Big
so a single perk is how many points? 2, right?
A gear perk or a training
Or-
perk? Is one
Because-
each. Explode is 2.
What if so if I put explode on my all according to plan, can I do that now? Or
You have not spent your points yet. I'll allow you to do it now, though I probably shouldn't. So that seems like a good thing to put it on, honestly.
Big brain. Called big brain. I have a big brain.
Alright, yep, that works. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
I did kind of want to see you try and justify I don't freaking know anymore.
just bullshit the entire game.
Yeah.
Alright, rolling.
This queen can jump over
Ooh, that's
and
not good.
attack your king. Checkmate.
It's very bad.
Alright, what is your skill for that? Keep 2, right?
That's it's keep 4,
Oh.
right?
I was talking about him.
Oh.
I got 10.
Oh, I got
Alright.
14.
Yes, beating him is more difficult than you thought it would be. Just from how he acts, like you playing against him, you realize this person is actually relatively intelligent. He's just completely random all the time.
It's just a complete wild card.
Yep. But you do in fact come out on top. And could I get you to roll me a d6, please, if you would like to engage your ability?
I sure would. I hold up my hand to a guy and I say, "Good game." And as soon as he touches my hand, I will use my ability. That's a 6.
And that is a 6.
He says I'm gonna touch your hand.
No, I hold out my hand as like a show of goodwill to shake your hand.
Yeah. See, you have no idea anything strange is gonna happen.
Well, yes, but I don't necessarily have good manners.
I will point out, you don't actually need to touch people to activate this power.
Okay.
All magical abilities are 30 feet range by default.
Gotcha. That makes things better.
Okay. I don't. Daniel. Lucky can confirm this.
What can
Hey.
I confirm?
That I don't have good manners.
I see. I mean,
So I just hold my hand out awkwardly, and he just kind of stares at it, and then I'm like, "All right, sure."
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
You find your mind filling with knowledge that you do not have or did not have before. How to hammer metal into particular shapes, how to inlay magic into particular materials. You find yourself a fairly expert blacksmith, a magical blacksmith at that.
Do I just lose these skills and I'm just
Yes.
just guitar
At,
bend with the key block?
at the moment, you realize that all of a sudden you cannot remember like any of the things you have made, like looking at your mask and things like that. You can't remember how you did this.
I just realized something.
I am going to ask you for party cohesion purposes, Garion, to please not use this ability on the party too often.
Don't worry. I already decided not to do that because that would be kind of mean.
And you learned a new magic. I would say fusion.
No, he steals a random thing, and I had him roll a dice based off of the things that he could possibly steal, and that was the one that he has stolen at the moment.
No, blacksmithing. I don't know how to blacksmith.
I just kind of look down at my hands and I'm like, huh, interesting.
Can I use my big brain to see if I know what's going on?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a knowledge check to see if you can figure out what just happened here.
I got a 10.
That is good enough, yes. This person seems to have taken one of your abilities from you somehow, that you don't really know how this works.
I flip over the table. What was that for?
What do you mean?
You stole my ability.
I did what now? Are you just upset that you lost the game? You don't need to be that mad about it. I mean, it's just a game.
I'm not upset. I know you stole my ability.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, roll it with me with a +2 keep 1, because you previously figured out a little bit about this.
So I'm rolling a 7, keep 4. Ooh, yeah, no. Why is any roll against another party member just utter trash? That's a 14.
That is not that bad. Remember that the DCs in this system go 4, 8, 12. So that is effectively you having rolled between a 15 and a 20 in D&D standards, basically.
Yeah. It's still just like a... I'm used to rolling in the upper 20s here.
This makes sense with what you previously heard. Like, you didn't spot what happened or anything. But this definitely makes sense with what you were previously thinking about him having some kind of contract-based magic.
I see. I just kind of sit back and I'm like, just kind of giggles.
I look at Lucky, and I would throw just a little rock at him.
Does that just kind of get blocked by my Reaper's cloak?
Yes, as it flies towards you, it gets to about a quarter inch away from your head, and it gets swept up by the wind currents of Reaper's cloak.
Now, what'd you go do that for?
He was laughing! What else do you expect me to do?
Ask him kindly not to.
I will give you
to give me back my ability.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
It's at this point I do step in and I was like, I think you do.
I just turn slightly towards him and wink at Lucky.
Again, just start laughing.
I keep trying to bullshit a guy.
roll me your whatever your social thing is. I know you've got a good one.
Can I
Is
just...
it Otherworldly Presence, Brainworm? Which one is it?
Either one of those I feel like could work depending on how you're trying to go about it. A guy, roll me your mind defense.
Okay. Roll. Wait. God dang it. Roll. 60. That would be a 12. I mean, a 10.
Is that just on the dice? Did you remember to add your +4 from your training?
14 then.
That's a 20.
Excellent. Well, yeah, you don't know what the hell this guy is talking about. Like, this is actually the first time I've gotten to use this system here. But a guy, what is your willpower?
9, I think.
No, it's really good. It's 12. All right.
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You do not know what he's talking about, but you also don't seem convinced. Like, there's definitely something weird going on here, but what he's saying also kind of makes sense.
Could I just roll to my Mud Awakens to trap his feet on the ground?
If you would like to, I guess. We were going to have a sparring match between Lucky and a guy last time, and then that never happened. So I guess now we're getting some PvP.
That really sucks. I got 13.
Yes.
Do I roll anything against that, or?
Yes. Roll your body defense plus your fortitude.
You could
Okay,
go
so
to
that's 4 keep 3 plus plus my entire fortitude value.
Yes. Your
Jesus
fortitude
Christ,
is
okay.
your fortitude, reflexes, and willpower is your defense values.
I am going to absolute die. I mean, not die.
I will clarify
That's
that using.
33.
Okay. Yes, you are easily able to kick this off as he's clearly trying to hold you in place, but you are not caught by it.
I'll try it again.
Well, hold on. This is the thing that I was going to point out to Garion, because he hasn't been playing the system, is that using your active defense, your mind, body, your spirit defense, is effectively, in D&D terms, the equivalent of a reaction.
Gotcha.
Your fortitude, reflexes, or willpower is basically your DR that always applies to those, even if you don't defend.
Gotcha.
So if he's going to try again, this time you will not actively defend, but you will still take your fortitude off of it.
I see. Gotcha.
Oh, God. I got less this time. 13.
13. What's your fortitude?
11.
11. Yes. Then for the moment, you are currently held in place, though you don't feel like it would be too hard to break out on once you can actively act again.
I just kind of look down at my feet and look back up at him and be like, really?
And then I'm going to just trap his hands again.
That was your 2 actions there. It is to his turn in this, unless Lucky wants to intervene, in which case we should actually roll some initiative. If Lucky's staying out of it, we can just go back and forth, though.
Lucky, the person who plays Lucky is currently working on a grocery list, so Lucky's going to stay back and watch.
And it is
Lucky's god is Daniel. and then Daniel was just telling Lucky to just stand back and watch.
Lucky's god is not quite Daniel. You guys are probably going to meet him eventually. Depends on what you do.
What if we die?
I mean, Lucky will beat him when he dies. You guys probably not.
Okay. All right, Garion.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is your turn.
Just
I will say in the most recent dev meeting, I'm sorry to give you this nerf news right now, but I want to get it out before it comes up. We have decided to nix the extra attack for using both of your attack actions to attack, because it just overwhelms the one reaction too much, you know?
Yeah.
So 2 actions, move, use a skill, attack, whatever they may be, regardless, basically. We have kept the triple for movement, so if you use your entire turn to sprint, you move 3 times your distance instead of 2. But
Okay.
it counts as an action to break free from my stone boots, right?
yes, you will have to use some sort of attack or skill or action otherwise to break free of this. Though with how bad a guy rolled, you can feel that these restraints are fragile.
No, my whole goal was to get you in an lose one of your actions. So.
I mean, that is an effective thing for basically any kind of grappling technique, is basically force the enemy to use one of their things to break out of it, you know? But you do have to use, well, basically it's trading one of your actions for one of theirs, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, Gary,
How
Oh.
close is the guy to guy to me right now?
I'm assuming that you guys were playing chess on a standard sized board, so less than 5 feet away.
So I could probably reach him from where I'm standing then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
depending on how long your arms are.
Well, the general assumption with these kinds of games is it's not just where you're standing. Basically, it's like you can move in like a 5-foot square around you. So, like, if he needs to step forward and stab you, like, that's totally allowed, you know?
I'm just gonna shrug and lean forward and kind of like pat him on the shoulder, but I'm going to use my just stay right there. Which uses the hemokinesis ability and just kind of freezing him in place, like I am.
All right. Roll that, and a guy. You didn't specify. Honestly, I could see this one being body or spirit. What did you want it to target?
Oh, that's true. You know what? It's not really like anything too physical. It's just me touching them. So I'll probably just make it a spirit one. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
we could change them.
The biggest defense is do you want people to defend with willpower or fortitude?
Yeah.
You know? Whichever you think is more appropriate, you know?
I think probably... Probably willpower?
Okay.
If they can just, like, find themselves able to break through the sort of paralysis.
Yeah, just with whatever notation you want to note that down, note that it targets spirit, you know?
Okay, let me...
Hit me. I hear you.
Oh, hang on.
I will say it doesn't have to use the same attribute to attack as it does that it targets. You change it to a 4.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You can have an attack that is based off body but targets reflexes, or based off body but targets fortitude. The one that's based off body but targets willpower is a little bit harder, but I could think of a...
Actually,
you know?
Well, honestly, what do you think would be better for like a blood paralysis ability? Willpower or fortitude?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it really depends. Do you want it to be literally like holding control of their blood and physically forcing them to not move?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
That would probably be fortitude.
Okay, fortitude.
Wait,
Gotcha.
you're bloodbending? You're bloodbending?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
he is bloodbending you, is what he is doing right now.
Excuse me? I can bend water.
And I already told you before that if you wanted to pick up bloodbending, it would be an addition to your magic, and you decided not to do it. And now you have run into somebody that can do it.
Alright.
Ah, you bloodbender! You know that's illegal in Republican City.
So it's
That's
7
in
keep.
another universe. You don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What? Can I can break the fourth wall.
That-
Let's go.
That's 15 for me.
All right, 15. Like I said, roll your body defense plus your fortitude. Then here.
Oh. I already rolled my, Oh god, I'm dead.
I mean, he's not doing any damage to you at the moment. He's just holding you still.
Oh god. 8.
8. What is your fortitude?
Is it 66 or is it 46?
Your fortitude should be a number, fool. It's at the top
I'm
of your
saying
character.
my roll for my body.
Oh, let me check your thing. You're supposed to have it open.
I do.
Your body is 4, keep 2.
Okay, so I roll 4 and
Yeah, hey, roll 4d6 and keep 2. You've done it wrong twice now.
did I do it?
4d6, and then tell me what the best 2 are. Plus your fortitude.
46. That's not 46. That's 46. Oh god, that sucks. That's
That's 10 plus your fortitude
Wait,
of 10. Yeah, so similarly to what you did to him, you can feel this locking you up, but you feel like it would be very easy to break out of it if you actually try.
I just kind of stand there and be like, "Are we done here? Are we through with this?"
so that's your reaction. Okay.
I mean, you guys have both just locked each other in place, and both of you know that you could easily break out, but are currently held still.
Okay. I guess I'll use one of my actions to break free.
Alright. Well, that was actually, before we continue on, that was only one of your 2 actions, Mr. Rook.
Oh,
He said you just stand there.
I mean,
Oh,
if you want to
I
just
didn't
stand
really- I
there
forgot
for
I
the
had
rest
to.
of your turn, you can, but you do have another thing you can possibly do.
I'll just try to kick away the sand at my feet then.
Okay, so you just kick away and break out of this restrainment.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to a guy's turn, and he also breaks out of this restrainment. What do you do then, guy?
Alright. Since Hey Garen,
Yes.
I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
Are you sweating right now?
Sweating.
I don't feel like anyone's worried. Even if you guys just beat the shit out of each other, like, I mean, I don't typically count party-on-party conflicts as lethal.
Is your character sweating right now, Gary?
No. I mean, what time of day is it right now?
It is relatively early in the morning at this point. Or no, I guess you guys did this over the break, so it's late at night.
So it's
relatively
fairly cool
here.
then.
On top of that, Lucky seems to be carrying an ice crystal of some sort that makes sure that everything stays cool.
Yeah, so I'm not sweating at all.
Let's see. I'm gonna fire my Hellzone shards.
God.
Alright, you're gonna. Alright.
He's just attacking me then, okay.
Okay. Roll your thing.
Prepare to be amazed. Okay.
I will tell you out of character for your reference, Garion. Party on party, like non consequential fights happen quite a lot in this group.
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay. I got a 22.
Alright, 22. It is technically a new round now, so you do have your option to actively defend. Otherwise, just subtract your reflexes from that, or roll your defense. Though, as I said, it is effectively a D&D reaction to actively defend, and you know that he's probably about to throw a second something at you. You know.
Real
Oh,
quick,
hello.
what's happening?
Xavier is attacking me.
Yep. A fight is broken out.
Like actual fight, or just like playing around fight?
I thought it was just playing around, but he's shooting Hellzone shards at me now.
Alright, so I'm going to hop in.
To clarify here, what I believe Xavier means by this is a function of his ice magic. He's effectively emulating Piccolo's Hellzone grenade, like throwing shards out and like hovering them around.
I see.
I could.
I mean, you have earth and water, so it could be ice and stone shards, but
Yes, it's mud shards. It's mud shards. Yes.
mud shards.
The mud awakens. The mud shards.
How quickly can I pull out my scythe and blow them all away?
As soon as you decide to intervene with this, we're rolling proper initiative.
I can't just be like, stop that, you idiot.
Okay.
I mean, you can say that, but to make an actual attack, we're going to roll some initiative. We're going to see what order things happen in.
I got 2.
Alright, I still believe none of you have a skill for initiative, so all of you roll me a d6.
Oh, I didn't pick one? I thought I did pick one up. No, because I traded that to get the stupid, my god pantheon knowledge skill. Which I hadn't talked to you about yet.
It cost 1 to get a skill,
Wait,
right?
what did you do?
I'll have to talk to you about that later. It's probably not going to come in.
No, it's 3.
Very much.
You said God Pantheon knowledge skill. With the story I'm intending to tell, that very easily could come up.
Oh, alright. Well, so the skill's called Pontifex Maximus, which is High Priest in Latin.
Yes.
And, basically, it's Lucky's knowledge of a bunch of different gods, because he's been accumulating that. Gods and higher beings, so he has Eurus, which is my god, Othos, which is god of death, Ad, who he just met. But like he's learning that, and he's slowly amassing knowledge of the gods to eventually.
The dragons are glad to know that you count them amongst these ranks.
Oh yes, I'm against being yelled at, but. Oh, she's talking to her grandma. Okay, alright. I just hear yelling from the bedroom. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Like, basically, just with the basic description of it being knowledge of the shit about higher being.
Yeah.
It seems like you're. Is there anything else you're wanting to include in this? Typically,
well, because I can argue.
Dragons and demons are pretty easily covered here, but
Yeah,
Uh,
fire my attack at Gary or Rook, whatever.
I mean, you did. And then I asked him if he wanted to actively defend or if he was just going to use his reflex,
But
and
then
he
I
never
also
did.
stepped in, and I
Yep,
I have no
and
idea
we're rolling
what.
initiative.
I
But
rolled a
I
six.
need to know that.
I rolled a 6. Xavier rolls a 3. Garion rolled a dice. And Garion rolled also a 6, so we both have to re-roll.
Yep.
We both
Oh my
we
God.
both have to re-roll.
Okay, there we go.
So I go first. Alright. 3, 4, 1,
All
2,
right.
3. I'm going to take out my scythe. And then I'm going to roll heavy metal black plasma to not hit Xavier, but to knock all the shards out. And I rolled a 22.
Okay, you managed to knock out a good majority of them. There are still a couple floating, but
And then I just kind of yell at him like, the fuck. And then I turn to Rook and I say, the fuck.
He started it.
Hey, don't say that. You stole my ability.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know how to blacksmith.
Well, he just kind of turns to Rook and I'm like, please give it back. Just give it back.
It would have been so funny to keep it, but okay. I snap my finger. And I willingly give back the ability.
yes, all of a sudden, all of the knowledge returns to you. You remember how you did and how to do all of these things.
I was gonna give it eventually. I just thought it was funny.
Jimmy Neutron, just like a Jimmy Neutron scene where it goes into my brain, and one of the parts of my brain just like pops and grows.
Garion, is that you rolling the? Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I'm just.
Okay, I thought that was Nick rolling the T100 a bunch of times, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Please continue to do things like this and help me torment my players in the way that I love.
I'm still gonna test my new moves on you.
Hey, he has also found out the dice tower.
I mean, it's a fairly natural thing for people to do in this game. It happens.
Wait, I would.
Is now one of us.
Yes, with this conflict diffused here. Well, what
Test my new moves on him. Like a dumb butt.
At least
What?
he acknowledges that he's stupid.
I will also point out that you and a guy were going to spar after the mission, and then you never did that, but stuff happened. So.
Yeah, stuff did happen on that, but I feel like we have a timer and much more pressing things to do. But if he does so wish, I will spar with him.
I'm just going to doze off and fall on the ground.
Yeah, so this is technically while he was still exhausted. I should have been having him roll it in -1, keep 1 for all of that, by the way, because this is technically while he was still exhausted. But either way, yes.
What's 109? I don't think I've ever rolled a 10.
Wait, what?
I rolled 109 according to your chart. Is the metal dice?
Oh, that's just a 9 then, right?
That was my question. If I ever roll, because you have us roll 2 d10s, if one of the d10s ever rolls a 10.
Oh, the 10 for the D100 is counted as a 0.
But if there's 2 zeros, then that's a 100,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. The only way to actually get 100 is to roll 2 zeros. Otherwise, it's counted as a 0.
So what does a 9 get us?
A 9. That is interesting. As you are crossing the last bit to the border crossings, you see a very, very large group of people passing beneath you guys as you fly. They seem to be dressed in typical iceberg garb as far as Rook is concerned. To the rest of you guys, it seems just like incredibly out of place here. Like, it's very similar to the cloaks you guys are wearing, but with like fur linings and things like that.
I see.
They seem to be hauling along with them a ice lacrima crystal nearly as large as the one you saw in Perth.
I see. Do they appear to be trying to get our attention at all?
Someone that you would recognize as being dressed in like messenger boy style garb seems to be flying up towards you on his own gust of wind magic, though obviously far less strong than yours.
I see. Alright, well, I guess I slow down. Just kind of stop to meet him.
Yeah. And as you do, he lists off his name and rank, being Messenger Sergeant Tun of the Iceberg Imperial Army.
Messenger Sergeant. Hold on, I have to type this out.
Messenger Sergeant Tun, Tun.
Alright, and he is part of the Iceberg Imperial Army?
Yes. And he will say to you, we request all possible updates on the appearance of dragons in the region.
So, about that. Just kind of like explain. Looking.
Are you gonna truthfully explain the whole story, or what if anything are you leaving out?
I'm leaving out, me personally, am leaving out the last encounter with the big dragon.
Okay. But you basically tell them, though you don't tell them it was your fault, that a dragon from this area barreled off towards their lands.
Yeah.
Do you tell them that it is probably not interested in them and is heading for the Grand Kingdom?
Yeah.
Or do you leave that out too?
I do tell them that.
He will question how you know this.
I will so say it was our quest that. Oh, actually, hold on. Before I say that, I'm going to turn to the other people and just kind of be like, do we tell them it was us? I just kind of like whisper it on the winds to all their ears.
I shake my head.
I
shake my head no.
I say no. I say I guess sure. Go ahead. I guess. I mean.
I'm gonna go with Rook because Rook's.
Harbor will also say, "God, oh no."
And then I kind of turn around and I say, well, I heard it in the rumor mill from the people who turned in the quest at Northern Crossing. Oh no, I disconnected. Oh no.
Oh, I hear you now. I lost you for a second there. I hear you now.
I see. So.
I feel like I have just lost connection on my end. I'm gonna create it again. I feel like that was my fault.
I see. Gotcha. Well, hold on. Let me flash up be right back. On the screen here.
Reloading the game made the dice tower fall over.
Rip. So, anyway, as I was saying, basically I say we heard it from essentially the rumor mill when they were talking about the people who turned in the quest while we were in Northern Crossing.
Alright. He will say, Northern Crossings, yes, we will check there for information. But exterminate these dragons. We must do. He seems to be fairly fluent in the common tongue, but a little bit just confused about things.
I see. I just kind of like nod and I'm like, good luck on that. Wish you well. And then I just kind of turned to everyone. I'm like, let's go. Like an awkward thumbs up.
Yeah, better get on the road, guys. Time's a wasting.
I feel like our party is just slowly shifting more and more towards evil.
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, how many thousands of people? I mean, there's about 55,000 people in this approaching army. On top of that, how many other people have you sentenced to a certain death?
Why?
Well, I can't say about the actual army, but at least I know the people in Per Grand, I mean, kind of deserve it.
I mean, they're kind of just fucked up in general, but like they have a large fealties type system, where like, you know, the peasants don't have anything to do with the shit the king decides.
Yeah.
So now they're having a civil war, and we're gonna go there.
Having a civil war, and now there's a dragon.
Yeah,
And a dragon.
now Iceberg is pulling an army to go fight Ad, and Ad's probably going to kill them all.
Yep.
Can I send a message over the wind to warn like someone in Northern Crossing about Ad, the guard watch? About Ad?
Yes. You have to choose a location, but like you spoke with the commander like in his bedroom. Like you're fairly certain if you send it there, he's gonna get the message.
Yes, I will do that. Let me roll.
Hang on one second, guys. I'll be right back.
No.
Oh no!
Why are these all shit? I rolled an 18.
An 18 to send the message. That works from where you are. You haven't mastered whatever her name was. Subran, maybe? No, that's not right.
Look it up. It's Susano.
Susanoo, yes. Susanoo. Yes, you have not mastered her ability yet to send messages between countries. But you can still send them a very long distance.
Yes. It's at this point where I'm just kind of thinking, like, about how much steel is going to kill us once we return.
I mean, this is going to be the second time that you guys have taken a job and basically not at all done what was asked of you.
The second time? What was the first time?
The first time was when you were sent to clear an island of demons and you ended up blowing up the moon.
I mean...
Nobody knows about that.
Didn't we?
Steel does.
Nobody knows who blew up.
Steel does.
Steel does. He very much does.
Most people don't know. Your guildmaster does, though.
We're gonna come back and he's going to literally kill us. Like when we left, he was going to a guild meeting about our problems and about like the dark guilds, and now they're going to hear about dragons and Seven and the Iceberg Imperial Army marching in, and he's just going to be like, "No fucking way."
And I'm like, motherfuck, that's where Lucky was going, wasn't it?
And then he's gonna hear about a dragon per grand that just went and slaughtered millions of innocents, and he's just gonna know. Like,
I mean, everybody who is in the Civil War and Shined Kingdom
I mean, to be fair,
I mean,
you at least pointed the dragon at the soldiers.
yeah,
But, like, you don't even know what they're fighting for yet.
yeah. It was a
You just know that there's a civil war going on over there. You don't know anything about any of it.
There's a war going on somewhere out there.
The dragon will fix it. Don't worry.
Yeah, dragon will
I
make all
feel
the
like
problems
they
go
just think. I feel like they just want to know, like they just want a different reincarnation of the king.
To be fair, we at least told someone about the dragon now, and I technically did not lie to the Imperial Army.
Yeah.
Though I will say, this person that you have told about it does not seem concerned. He seems to think that his army is sufficient for the task. With even your minimal roll on your knowledge skill, you know that is almost certainly not the case.
Can I include that in my message?
I mean, if you want to tell them about how powerful the dragon is, like what do you tell them? I'm curious.
This is my win message to whatever guard master, station master, baron of Northern Crossing. Whatever. It's going to be, hey, it has to be short and concise, right? I just can't like write a narrative. Graph style stuff.
Basically, for about every 20 words or so, it's going to take you 6 seconds to send them along. You can send successive messages, though.
Gotcha. So it's going to go something like this. Hi, ran into Iceberg Imperial Army. There's about 50,000 of them. Dragon, our found way bigger dragon, came from... Where did this come from? Can I say it came from the north? That's not lying, is it?
I mean, there really wasn't anything north of 7.
Yeah, but the dragon was like up here, was it not?
No, well, you don't know where it's actually at. It contacted you while you were in the trench left by its roots.
Gotcha. Turns out, got rid of only baby. Oh no, I shouldn't send that. He's gonna be like, well, give us our money back.
Oh, I got disconnected.
To be fair, you guys did take care of the big one and the 3 little ones the job was asking for. They just didn't know there was an even fucking huger one that was actually, like, kind of intelligent.
Okay.
It's up to you what you want to tell these people.
Just tell them like we got rid of all of the things.
Sorry. I just had to finish that. Okay, so yes, no, I will say Imperial Army's coming, 5,000 of them. Mother came from out of nowhere. Or Mother of Dragons came from out of nowhere. Got rid of big and 3 little. Army is not big enough.
I will say, just for your previous knowledge, from having that skill that you've just added now, you are a little bit more aware of the hierarchy than I thought you would. The current monarch of a type of dragons is called the king or queen. You believe the being that you spoke to is the Earth Dragon Queen.
Oh. I see.
Well then.
I state that at the very end of my message, and then I finish it out with good luck. I kind of want to. Can I say good luck, Pontifex Maximus, and just leave that? That'll be like my code name.
I mean, they are not necessarily going to know that these messages came from the same people that they just talked to, so that works.
Yep, sounds good to me. So yeah, that's kind of how I finish it off.
You would be aware that if they do, by some means, have a wind wizard, as this iceberg army seems to have, that they may possibly be able to trace this back to you. So they would need a talented wind wizard to do so.
I mean, I don't think I said anything like incriminating. I just spoke the truth and sent word.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure because you made it fairly clear that your original goal was to not connect this to you.
Yeah. But if it does end up happening, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Alright. Assuming you don't do any more correspondence with the Iceberg Army, you are fairly easily able to make it to the border town in this day.
Nope.
Cool.
And similarly to how the one between Fiore and Seven was built, it seems to be kind of a blend of the two styles. They have, similar to the town you previously stopped in, Pern, a very large ice lacrima crystal that kind of keeps it more the standard temperature of iceberg at this lower fucking, what is it called? Height. Elevation. I could not think of that word for a second. But yes, and similarly to the last border town you passed through, this one seems to be filled with merchants and shopkeepers attempting to sell you trinkets, souvenirs, local clothing, food, local delicacies, and street food included. All of that kind of thing.
I personally am not going to buy any because I do have fire as a part of me, and I feel like the cold is not going to be that bad. Fire, air, and lightning, and also we also still have like the Reaper stuff, the wind cloaks to keep all the cold air away.
Oh yes, and the cloaks do seem to do a decent job of keeping the more extreme of the wind gusts from touching you. It's you can definitely feel that it's cold, but it never reaches an extreme where it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, that is, unless Lucky didn't turn off the ice lacrima, in which case it's very uncomfortable.
Well, once we cross into the point where it is necessary, I will turn it off.
There's a brief moment of everyone being very, very cold until Lucky slips this crystal into the shielding box that keeps it from radiating outward.
That's what the special box is.
Yep. It is a magic, an anti-magic box, basically.
Interesting. So what would happen if I put something other than the lacrima crystal in there? Like, say I put a guy's bag.
No.
I mean, you would have to do some experiments to figure that out, though it is only about the size of the crystal that you purchased. It's about like 2 by 2. width and lengthwise, and then about 4 inches tall or so. It is about the right size to snap this crystal into.
I see.
But you could do experiments with it and other things if you wanted to.
I see. Okay. We'll save that for later. So, with the party fund, though, we can stay in an inn.
Yes. Inn rooms are only about 50 jewel per night per room, or maybe up to 200 or 300 if it's a nice place.
Gotcha. So we have 500,000 in our party fund. I'll as this is what Lucky says as soon as you get into the border town. He was like, from the party fund, we can pay with our.
I will say, you do also feel like you could reach either of these nearby villages still today. Like you've got enough magic in you for some more travel. After you're passing through this border town. Though, similarly, if we're going to go ahead and pass through to the last border town, the person at the gate will ask for some form of identification. And this is probably most important for Rook, as he watches each of the other 3 members of the party reveal the same tattooed onto their skin guild mark, which this person seems to accept as a good enough reason for them to pass through.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
You saw a little bit of this when you briefly visited Fiore. Each of these marks is different and distinct, and indicates a person that belongs to one of Fiore's magical guilds. They are imbued with a very small amount of magic that basically allows anyone with a guild mark to determine on immediate sight whether another guild mark is real or not.
So,
What?
I think Xavier left and joined back in.
Probably.
Yeah. But you guys just my thing went no, Nick is talking. Die. And then I couldn't hear any.
Alright, so I assume I have something at least to
Yes.
guarantee passage through the things. Or am I just a dirty criminal?
That is up to you. Stella does issue on their own grounds bounty hunters permits, which everywhere other than Fiore works the same as a guild.
Okay.
So
I'll take that.
There's another person here besides Rook and Lucky. Right?
Holler is here, but he simply shows his guild mark and gives his name the same as he did last time.
I do the same.
Hava Filia Lavore. It's very long and complicated. No one ever remembers it.
Including Nick.
I have to check my notes every time I say it in full.
How about the
Hava Filia Orve is his full name.
Okay. I just can you Canada.
And he takes it. Listen, now that you guys have registered, actually, each of you roll me some kind of knowledge ability, something that's relevant to knowing about magical bullshit.
Cool.
Me too.
Yep, everyone.
Well, how would you take a 15?
I'm going to do what everyone else does.
How will you take a 12?
Alright.
Wait, I gotta check something.
13.
All right, all of you notice this. As he flips open the book and kind of tabs through it, he seems to come to a title page that is marked Fiore Guilds. After which he very quickly flips to the section that seems to have the guild mark that Lucky, a guy, and Haba bear. And he seems to just make checks next to their names on this page.
I see.
For Rook, he flips to an entirely different section that contains people that have previously entered from the Port Towns of Stella, and flips through until he sees your name as well and checks the thing. All of you are pretty easily aware that this is some sort of magical book that these people have that seems to communicate with all of the other border towns.
I asked the guy, hey, how'd you make this book?
We don't make the books, of course. It's decided by the Council of Nations. The books are all linked to each other.
Do you know how to make the books?
Roll me a sense skill. A guy.
Alright, 1d6.
Forum. It's in the Discord.
I'm gonna take.
Wait, why have there been 100 D100s rolled here?
I'm
gonna take 88.
Skill.
I'm gonna get 98. Yeah, 98 sounds good.
Yeah.
98.
How does that do?
I'm so confused. What the fuck is even going on right now?
I rolled a 100 D100 as a joke for his senses skill.
Oh, okay. And you know what? Fuck it. Plot convenience. Shit happens. A guy somehow rolls a 98 on this check. Oh.
1d6. 98.
1d6, you got a 98. There we go.
Oh. You are aware that even though it's not like an overarching government, there's not one person who's in charge of everything, but there is a frequently held council that is basically consists of the most important person from each country, where they make decisions about some things. And one of the things that this council did was create books that whenever one person writes in them, it adds the same thing to everyone else's book. And they use these to tell
That's how
where
you
people are traveling and who is going where.
That's how you cheat math right there.
Yeah.
Just like
You just let Daniel roll the completely wrong number of shit and just let it happen?
Yeah, apparently.
No.
That's how.
now the book. Just like a nerd writes something down on his book and then it comes into your book.
Yes. What was your actual sense skill, though?
Why do we need to know that?
Because it's important.
1.
Yes. The guy very confidently and assuredly says to you, no, only the high priests of the Council of Nations can make these books.
What if I were to make these books?
Rook, you would be aware that the High Priest, quote unquote, of the Council of Nations is Stella's own representative.
Garion, I need you to leave. That chat is not okay. Wait, don't actually leave.
What the fuck? I feel like I missed something.
Please check the chat.
I'm seeing the chat. I just see a bunch of dice. Another chat?
Oh, no, in Tabletop.
Oh, tabletop chat. I never look at that shit. Oh, okay. I see.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
People were saying some nasty ass shit in the group chat.
By people, he means Garion. Don't let him fool.
Hey, I'm in Gary.
Oh. But yes. Garion, you are vaguely aware of this process. And the reason that the representative from Stella is considered the high priest of the council is because he is single-handedly the most magically powerful person that definitely exists.
That definitely exists.
Aside from the various living legends that you've heard of and things like that, like, this guy is on top.
Wait, so when we first started this campaign, you didn't bother to ask us where we were from.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I started you guys in the Kingdom of Fiore because it is the one with the most information about it. You guys are from Fiore.
Yeah, it was like...
Specifically the mountain range near the middle where Mother's Eye is built.
Yeah. And then Lucky came from the small little island over there.
I mean, I guess technically a guy could have come from somewhere else and then joined a guild later, but considering that he's like 17, I assumed he was born in Fiore.
No. My mom and dad died in a car crash.
I see.
No. It was a joke.
I'm aware.
They got swallowed by one of the monsters.
Yes, you two, Lucky and a guy, are from Fiore.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Fiore. It's a decent sized country. It's got a lot of shit in it. But you're from somewhere in there.
Pregnant.
I mean, stuff is going on there. I hinted at it before, but I will just tell you straight up now, Lucky, you're probably the only one that would know this, but Steel was born in the Pergran Kingdom.
I see. So he definitely is not going to be happy with us when we come back.
I mean, his advice to you when you left was don't go there, don't get involved with their shit. Like,
yeah, we basically broke that. Too bad.
But yes, you guys stop here at the border town and make your crossings. Where, if any, do you want to stay here for the night, or are you going somewhere else? Well, what's the plan?
I say let's... I'm fine with anything. If we want to move on, let's go ahead and move on.
You could probably, if you want to move on forward from this town here, you could make it to easily either this mountain town up here, which Rook knows is a mining town, or this small village down here. Or if you pushed yourself, you could make it to this place here, which is, despite its weird location, a extremely lucrative port for traffic. But you would have to push yourself, roll your magic a little bit to get.
Alright, so if I
Let's
can
try that.
Sorry, I am texting Scotty. Scotty came in, and I'm explaining what was going on, because we were cackling about the 98 roll. So, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait,
Don't
so
look for the join.
Tell him to come join us. I mean, I can. Hold on.
I mean, not right now, but tell them to join our campaign.
Hey, Gary, you dead?
6 explodes.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's another 6.
What happens if we combined our efforts?
Well, I rolled a 32, so I don't think you'll need to.
Yeah, you guys are good. The problem with your thing is, like, you can only fly by transforming into things. And right now, you do not have anything remembered that is big enough to carry 4 people.
A wave?
Did you say a wraith?
I mean, theoretically, you could use water or earth magic to push people along, though that would be difficult and probably outside your range of skills. Regardless, Lucky is able to get you guys on this day here down to this spot here.
Which is...
Can I get you to roll me a D100 once again, just to see if anything happens along the way here?
95. Oh, so another interesting thing.
95. As you fly over it, you notice that this village seems to be a crater.
Oh, shit. Is it... Hey, I'm gonna roll my census skill to see if I realize what caused everything. Just from...
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go and ask Haba if he would like to learn a magic that I taught myself how to learn.
He will say, I'm quite happy with my enchantments, but what have you created?
Fusion!
Oh, no.
I'd say it out loud so everybody could hear me. Or
I
the
zap
whole
him. I just like a little zap. Like a static shock
I'm
zap.
just gonna teach him how to do it. I'm not actually gonna do it. Jeez.
Haba just kind of looks at you, and he will say, I believe we are better. 2 units rather than a single person. I don't think our skills would match up there. He seems to be trying to be polite while also just saying, like, fuck no.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, if you ever need somebody to help, just fuse with them.
Roll me whatever your best social skill is. Well, what is your convincing people skill?
I don't have one.
Roll me a d6 then.
6.
All right, damn. He will just kind of nod slowly. He'll say, "Oh, right. Show me how it's done, but don't expect me to do this."
I won't. I won't expect you to do this. I'm just saying, you know. I just kind of do a weird dance.
He watches you from a distance, very academically. He seems to have, in his notebook, be drawing positions of the different poses and things like that.
I'm just staring at them for even further, like, what the fuck is this?
I rolled a
What?
15 trying to figure out what this crater is, by the way.
This seems to be the site of quite a large battle. You're not entirely sure whether or not it was Dragon Dad or the one sent away, but it seems like something or someone or basically two things or someone's had a very intense battle.
Oh wait, sorry. I just had a flashback to Uncle. I was going to be like, oh, dang it, that does my harming, or that does my, whatever it is. Because it brought up the incident, so I was going to be like, oh yeah, the incident with the demon, but no, this character doesn't have that.
Nope, different character.
So never mind, I don't have to take take a disadvantage roll.
I'll then look at the giant crater, and I'll go, oh, this is a giant crater.
Either of you that would like to roll me some kind of knowledge-esque skill about this game.
I can also...
Lucky can identify this to you guys as the site of a intense battle between two very powerful individuals.
I say that.
I look at Lucky. Very excited, expecting to know what Lucky would think this is. Well, I mean, why I'm doing this? That's better.
I mean, I don't have a good knowledge skill to roll, but here, hold on. That's a 6 from me.
What are you trying to figure out?
You told us to roll a knowledge skill, and then no one did, so I rolled a knowledge skill.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's just the only one. Alright.
Oh, you want me to do it too?
Yes, anyone who has something relevant, please. Magical bullshit, ancient bullshit.
Yeah, I guess I
anything
do.
like that.
I got an 8.
I got 16.
Alright, Lucky and a guy, you have no clue what necessarily has happened here. The Rook, you got this. This is the case of someone using the lost art of gravity magic.
What is retro
Interesting.
magic?
Gravity magic.
Isn't that one of the things that the big guy's supposed to have? Like the guy we're trying to find.
Yeah, he is said to be able to do this kind of thing. So it's also
He should have every magic.
it's also just a legend. Manipulating gravity is one of the types of magic that people are said to have used to have had, but people aren't supposed to be able to do it anymore.
Well, I'm going to go down to the crater and check it out.
Well, I need to know what Gary is doing about this, because he is the only one that knows this.
Oh, sorry.
I'll tell them about the whole gravity thing, or at least whatever
I'm
hunch
gonna kinda-
I have about it.
I'm gonna jump up and down in joy after he's done.
This looks like the kind of crater that would be created if somebody increased the gravity in an area tenfold. The stuff of legends that people used to do and now don't.
Why isn't the Imperial Army fucking here? Wait a minute. Hold on. They had to have gone past this at some form or another. And there's 5,000 of them.
50,000 of them.
Even worse. Is there not a damn unit in this town? Or crater of a town?
There do seem to be some small military patrols near the edges of the destruction.
I'll use my earth magic to slide down to the bottom.
I mean, you can just go down. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think it's quicker.
I mean, I can also just drop you from where we're flying.
Is your goal to talk to some of these placed patrols?
I would like to. I don't know about Xavier, though. Or Garion.
I guess, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll just leave Garion and Haba floating.
Okay.
So I just kind of like go down there and I'm like, hi. The frick happened?
I'm just gonna land behind him, just boop.
The guardsman will kind of like, he seems very proud, almost kind of a beaming expression as he says this. He says, our emperor fought here.
Fought what?
A dragon, a mighty beast.
Did he win?
Win.
He kind of pulls out a clockwork watch from his pocket and looks at it for a second. Goes, well, nearly 2 hours ago now.
Did he win?
Oh, yes, certainly. Destroyed the beast, drove it off. Never will come back to our lands again.
Drove it off. Great. In what direction?
Just kind of looking around at the ground, it's fairly obvious. This beast seems to be continuing, the trench seems to be continuing east.
I walk up to one of the guides and ask them, was it the man of legend?
I don't know what you mean. There are many legends about our great emperor. He is the most powerful mage in this country, said to be able to raise icebergs by himself. This is way below what you guys are looking for.
Gotcha.
Well, no, that. What type of magic did he use to beat this dude?
He just kind of points at it, like pointing at the ground, and he says, well, obviously he used the earth to swallow up the creature.
But we know that's not true. It's gravity magic.
Yeah, that is not at all what this looks like. This looks more like an explosion marker than anything. This is what he's telling you happened, though.
Gotcha. So we're kind of gathering that it's what we get from here is kind of BS, and just to keep going.
Yeah, these guys that are left behind here, they seem to be very interested in telling you how awesome their emperor is. And that's about it.
Gotcha.
What magic does he know?
They will tell you that he knows both the disciplines of earth and water and air, as well as being able to command the storm with the combination of those three.
I
Does
see.
he know gravity?
These people don't even seem to understand what you're talking about. They don't know what gravity is.
I see. Would we know what gravity
He
is?
knows.
You guys are, for the most part, way smarter than the average person, so I'm assuming you do.
Okay, alright. Well, Lucky kind of feels like he's got... I didn't hear what you said, X.
Peanut greens.
Oh, I see. Alright, so it's at this point I'm going to start flying up, and Xavier, if you want me to take you with me, I can.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna fly up back to Rook and Haba and be like, well, that was helpful-ish, and relay what happened.
I just kind of say, hey, could you just let me raise the ground real quick?
Lucky just kind of looks and he's like, that's a pretty big crater there. I mean, if you want, you can try. And just
Okay.
slowly lowers everyone down because he's getting tired.
Okay.
It's two explodes.
Uh, I got I got 23.
Alright. You are not able to fully undo the divot left in the land here. So you do start to raise it back up, kind of turning it more into just a half circle pressed into land. More of like a natural valley that kind of looks like it's supposed to be.
Alright, let's go.
Hold on, I kind of want to talk to some of the people after you did this. Like, we didn't just kind of do that and go.
The only people here right now seem to be standing outside of the area of this destruction.
Yeah, I was just like, what are they gonna say? Or, like, go up and be like, hey, you're welcome. And then,
As you approach, they bow.
oh, was not expecting that.
I'll jump down with them.
They seem to all be about the 9 or so members of the squad that you seem to be, or that you have approached. Seem to be down, kind of on one knee, like head down, like bowing pretty deep.
Huh.
And they say nothing as you end.
Oh.
I look at Lucky in a concerned way.
I just kind of turn around and high five. I'm like, I don't know what you did, but there you go.
I slap his hand. High five. Whatever.
All of these people remain completely speechless unless you address them first.
I say, so, which one of you think that was, him? And I point over to Lucky.
I just kind of roll my eyes and I say it wasn't me and fly away. Fly back to Rook and Haba.
None of them seem to directly respond. They seem to just keep their heads down. Roll me your sense skill, which I believe is just a d6.
2.
Yes, they seem to just be kind of quietly murmuring amongst themselves. You can't hear anything about what they say though.
I kind of say, say, do you think that was cool?
Several of them just kind of raise their heads. They seem very confused, but several of them just kind of raise their head and nod, like yes, they did think it was cool.
I wave, and then I wave bye, and then I launch myself up.
Okay.
to Lucky. Expecting Lucky to catch me.
Look,
Please catch me.
I
Am I
feel like you got what was going on
attention?
here without need for a roll, but
Am I paying attention? I don't know.
roll me your senses, I guess. We're gonna see if you realize what the fuck is going on here. If you, Tyrion, if Rook has a sense skill, please roll it for me as well.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's not that bad.
I
It's
do.
a 13. I feel like we did. I feel like that's decent.
15.
Yes, both of you can kind of hear what a guy does not hear. In the murmuring, they seem to think that a guy is their emperor.
What?
You don't know this shit. Everyone else does, though.
Oh.
Catch me, please.
Oh yeah, do I catch him? am I paying attention
I mean,
to him?
yeah, sure, you do.
Alright, I was like, am I paying attention to him just, yeeting himself? Also, I deleted those lines that were there, because I felt like you didn't, they weren't there.
Yeah,
Look at them.
we don't need those anymore.
I look at them and I say, what?
I just kind of laugh, and I just shrug my shoulders to Rook. Like, I ain't telling him.
What?
You don't know anything.
I'm gonna keep on asking them until they tell me.
That's the thing. You don't even know anything is wrong. We're moving on.
Okay.
So,
Whatever, I don't even need to know that info.
I guess I finish out the flight to the what is it, the destination village? Is that the one we picked?
I don't know which one you guys picked.
I
Honestly.
think it's the one that we're on right now. The one just past the dead
yeah,
village.
that would make sense. As you come down to this village, there seem to be on either side of it very large natural springs, where the water seems to visibly bubble up and flow down this river here.
Bending!
It is still relatively cold, but coming down into the village, it seems to be more of a fishing village type thing. Though near the water, there are many, many import-export, shipyards, trade companies, things like that.
And they just run between Iceberg and Stella, I'm guessing?
Pretty much, yep.
Nice.
You do occasionally, though, as you land in this town, see a airship fly over your head.
Man, after my
I ask Lucky if you can get me up there.
Why?
I'm just going to see what they're doing.
Why?
Because this.
Last time you launched yourself up to an airship, it crashed violently and everyone died. Just saying.
And almost you died. I feel like you should avoid airships.
Okay.
Brooke's probably just really confused when I say that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't do it. Whatever.
I mean, that's the easy explanation. Is last time a guy did this, he launched himself up to the airship crashed, and almost everyone died.
No, they shot it down. I did not do that.
You chose to launch yourself onto an airship that was in the middle of being shot down.
Yes! So I could bring one down! Bring one down with me! One of them had fire magic, so I mean, they could have survived.
I see. Anyway, that was
And
probably a
to
short
be fair,
episode.
two of the three people on the ship did survive. And then you later either killed them or imprisoned them.
Yeah. That, Garion, for your explanation, that was the Battle of Ushora episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where Xavier almost died and should have died.
He really should have. He made so many lucky saves.
But my God, trust in me.
What? We never did ever decide, what god do you believe in?
It's very obviously Othos. I mean, come on, man. Like, this guy cheats death so much. It's either that or the god of life. I mean, something keeps him alive.
I mean, theoretically, we could have just not known about it this whole time, and he actually follows your god, the god of luck.
Luck and adventures.
Yep.
Yeris.
Uterus.
No.
Uterus. I like that.
Alright.
Uterus. That's now what I'm gonna call your god. Uterus. Hey, look.
I let him
you
drop
got
about 50 feet in the air before I catch him again.
Wait, aren't we at the town?
I haven't flown down yet.
Okay, whatever.
And
I'm just gonna jump down. Whee! And catch myself and then try to
that is
bend
a
the
good
water.
question, Nick. How high do we fly?
How high do you want to fly?
I mean, I was thinking like 200 feet in the air.
That's fine.
That's cool.
I'm just gonna jump down and bend the water from the thingamajig.
Alright, roll me your magic.
What if this is how he dies?
I mean, it could be.
I would be so mad if, of everything, he died from jumping from 200 feet.
Okay, so 6.
I mean, it's not super likely that it's gonna happen, but it could.
If he just rolls all ones. He's gonna make it. Maybe, I don't know. Nick could just be evil.
I mean, fall damage has a set amount. I'm not even being evil here.
Oh,
22.
22? You hit the ground, taking 18 points of damage. How many body hit points do you have?
Body of 14.
You are unconscious, but not dead.
You're almost right. 14 minus 18.
It's -4.
No, 18 was when I thought I knew your thing. It's actually, let me check the thing, 38? You are taking 18 points of damage, and you hit the ground alive but unconscious.
It's
I
just
have
kind of
made
turned to
it.
Rook and Hava, and I'm like, I didn't do that.
I'm just staring,
I did
just
it.
completely like just full. It's just surprise. Maybe a little bit of fear too, but
The balls of this man
Just
to jump down.
mouth slightly opened, eyebrows up, eyes wide, just like okay.
I did not
See-
do that. He's
Is he dead?
Is he?
Should we check on him?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask, because I feel like I'm being a little bit harsh here. Xavier, would you use your reaction ability to help yourself here?
Actually, I'm perfectly fine with me being unconscious.
Alright, use that. Gotcha.
I just look at him and I'm like, I can't make this up. I simply cannot make this up.
Someone please help me.
Xavier, you have to understand from our side.
This is the anime scene where it's like it's showing a scene of a peaceful village, and then just all of a sudden a guy rockets in from above and just hits the ground and is just unconscious with like the dizzy circle around his head.
And like, what do you do when someone willingly jumps to the ground from 200 feet in the air?
Wait, no, you dropped me 50 feet.
I dropped you 50 feet, then pulled you back up. I don't know what you want from me.
You said 50 feet and then you catched me. You didn't say 50 feet and then I caught you and then I pulled you up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you are the one who said that. You said, I'm going to jump down to the ground. And I said, are you sure? And you said, yeah.
I was like, this one cannot be pinned on me. But anyway, so I guess I fly down the ground and... What's Haba do? Haba's the only one who can heal him. None of us can heal.
You can't either. What the fuck are you talking about?
He might have some kind of enchant. I don't know. He's practicing.
He seems very concerned. And he does seem to have, like, basic first aid skill. But he does not have any sort of magic that would help him heal.
So, like, what's the guy looking at? Is he looking at, like, broken bones? Is he just unconscious? Like...
Surprisingly, it was only just barely over the amount to knock him unconscious. So guy has anime crashed into the ground and is like, he's got the dizzy circles around his head. But he seems mostly okay somehow.
Alright.
I am resistant. That's what they call me.
I just look at you and I'm like, you're idiotic, and I walk away. I walk towards the ground. I just leave him there. After realizing that he's alright, I just walk away.
Because he is in definitely no danger of dying. Though he definitely needs to fucking rest.
Oh wait, hold on, I forgot to do it. I have to...
Well, like, the unconscious just...
Oh, that looks really... We're gonna...
God dang it. Like, God dang it, brother.
Well, that was the thing that I wanted to ask you about this town, as well as you enter. The closest thing that you guys have seen in Fiore is Hargia, the port town, where like it seems like there's just there's more businesses running here than there are people living here somehow.
Ah, I see. Well, I guess.
What is your guys' goal? If you want to just find a place to stay for the night, there seem to be many inns.
You can knock yourself out too.
And there even seems to be
Carrion,
in this
Carrion, you have stolen all the player cards. Carrion.
Oh shit! I didn't
Carrion.
realize.
Wait,
I'm
what?
sorry.
He stole all the player chips and like half the board because he highlighted everything and just went, I'm gonna take this.
I see.
I forgot about that. It's fine.
Yes, the player chips are there.
It's alright.
She's supposed to be here. That's fine.
I'm so
I just
tired,
looked
guys.
up as I saw Gary and just like, yeet.
I'm just spacing out, and I completely forgot that I can actually interact with the board.
But I mean, on this topic, like, what are you guys looking for?
I'm first looking for an inn, at least to have me rest because I'm tired as hell, as well as get dipshit skydiver extraordinaire.
The more important question of this is, what kind of place are you guys looking for? It seems like nearly every bar that you go to or that you see is advertising like rooms above the bar for rent. And there are, everything from the really slummy to the fairly nice. But there also seems to be one fairly large building in this town that is on the front of the label in the common tongue, the Hotel Dumont. And they seem to, from your cursory inspection, have rooms, dining rooms, bar rooms, game rooms. It's the whole package that they seem to be offering.
Every room.
I guess I'm gonna walk in there. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm going to this place. It seems legit. I'm gonna grab a drink and us a room. Maybe two, because we kind of expanded.
In what order do you do those things? Because it's relatively important.
I grab the room first. I grab the 2 rooms first. Or I check the prices of 2 rooms first. I should be that specific.
Sorry, I'm dying.
It's alright.
Hi, I'm a guy. A guy who's talking to his god right now. Unconscious.
Yes, none of you hear a guy saying anything. He is passed the fuck out.
Am I just like carrying him behind me like he's floating, limp, and unconscious?
If that's how you want to do it, then yes.
Alright. He's just kind of floating, like laying horizontal, just right behind me. When I walk through the door, I bang him on the entryway. Like, ah,
There seems to be a lobby as you enter the doorway, with a relatively young woman behind the desk, about 20 feet in front of you in this large open thing that seems to include on either side of it 2 stairways that lead upwards.
I see. So I guess I walk up and I'm like, hey, how much would 2 rooms cost?
She will kind of look at the register and she will say, 2 adjacent to each other, or does it not matter?
Depends on how much 2 adjacent to each other are.
She will say 240 jewel for the rooms, 500 extra per room if you wish to be entitled to the unlimited drinks, buffet, and entertainment.
I turn to the party. I'm like, I mean, if we're only gonna be here for, I don't know, how long we planning on being here, guys. I guess at least until a guy gets better.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Haba?
So, I think I've got the extra expenses. Entertainment sound nice. I wonder if they've got a golf course.
Oh, please don't be like a Lotus Casino.
The woman nods and indicates that they do in fact have a golf course.
I see. Why do I feel like I know where this is going?
Because I feel like you've seen this multiple times before. It's okay though. Don't worry about it.
I am so worrying about it. 740 minus 1,000 is 260, right?
I don't fucking know.
I'll say it's 260. We have 260 or 4,999 or 400,999,000. That's still not right. Anyway, we have a certain amount, and the amount is that. That's how much we have left in the party fund.
Okay. That's a lot.
Well, hold on. I have to. He's deafened anyway. Okay, I put a lot of what Xavier should have got into our party fund.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Not important.
Yeah. So anyway, when are we going to get mind controlled?
That depends on your choices.
When am I coming back?
When are you coming back? You wake up in the morning. I do. Everyone else has got about 4 hours. I want to know what you guys are doing. This seems to be the fairly stereotypical, like, Vegas resort combined with more of an island resort. Like, if you guys poke around, even though this is a building that is in iceberg and it's fucking freezing and covered in snow outside, they have a door you can walk through that is a beach on the other side.
I see. Well, lucky this first night's gonna sleep.
All right, Rook, are you gonna also rest the first night? Or are you gonna poke around?
I'm gonna poke around.
All right.
See if I can find any interesting people to, have a nice time with and really get to know.
Where are you looking around for this? There seems to be card tables and gambling areas, which probably fit your tastes. Beaches and fancy tiki bars. Places where people are just relaxing and swimming by a pool. As you walk from room to room in this place, the overhead sky seems to change. It almost always, seems like you're outside. Except for in the places where that ambiance wouldn't fit, like in the gambling rooms or the smoking rooms.
Gotcha. Well, I think I am going to start off at the beach, and then if that doesn't work out, I'll make my way towards either the gambling areas or the tiki bar, whichever one's closest.
The tiki bar seems to be up along the shore of the beach.
Okay,
And
I'll go there then.
The gambling areas seem to be kind of deep within.
So I'll stick to the beach and the tiki bar.
Yes, roll me your stuff. Social information gathering, some kind of something like that.
Let's see. I guess that would be. I'll do that one. Okay, 7, keep 3.
What are you rolling? So I know.
Rolling knows what's best, and that's a very bad roll. Okay.
Okay. That's a decent skill for this.
13.
As far as knowing what's best, wandering around and talking to a lot of these people on this beach, they just seem to not be worried about anything that you ask them about. If you ask them about like where they are or like
No, I'm just doing small talk with them.
They they seem to talk a lot about just how amazing the beach and the waves are, and how they wish they could stay there forever. With your relatively high roll, they seem to have been here quite a long time, and you in fact pick out one individual. Quite the very large and very fat but very tan man. That as you ask around about things, he will tell you straight up, yeah, most of these people don't know what's going on at all here, man.
And during that time, did I find anybody that I would think would be worth taking something from, or is everybody just kind of like?
This large man, this very fat man, seems to have significant confidence in himself and in talking to you. Like he seems to be the if anyone had anything to take, if anyone here was a wizard, it's probably this guy.
Okay. Well, target spotted. I am going to sort of stick with this guy, try to be friends with him, and then maybe once maybe buy him a few drinks or something. And then once he's properly
boom.
I don't know, properly fuck, I don't know the word. I'll challenge him to like a friendly game or something.
Alright, roll me something social to schmooze the fat beach man.
I'll do otherworldly
Fat
presence.
Beach Man. That's the title of this
Hey,
episode.
look at that.
Smooching the Fat Beach Man.
Oh boy. Okay, 6, 12, 18.
Do you explode?
23.
What game are you playing?
He seems relatively unimpressed, and he kind of waves his big arm around at the rest of the beach and says, "You won't catch me the way you would catch the rest of these minnows. I see what happens here."
Oh. Very interesting. Alright, I'll leave him alone for now.
He will talk to you kindly and politely as long as you wish to, and he will tell you about the beach, the great things about it and the bad things about it. That people sometimes disappear in the waters, and that many who come here are not able to leave even if they wanted to. But he assures you, he at any point could get up and leave if he wanted to. It appears that he's been here for over 100 years, though.
I see.
Very interesting. Can I ask him whether or not he's like knows what's going on with the beach? or if he can just guess.
It's not just the beach, it's this whole place. It draws you in. It makes everything perfect. Though, if you're smart enough, and he kind of taps his head, and then, if you allow him to, leans forward and taps your forehead. He says,
I'll let him.
It says, if you're smart enough, it's easy to see through. Simple illusions, simple pleasures.
Fascinating. I'll go back and try to find Lucky or Guy and
I am
let them know.
unconscious.
Yeah, you're right. I'll go find Lucky again and let him know
Okay.
if I can find him.
I'm just chilling in a room, so if you can find back the room, then yeah. I also have to request a soon stopping point.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask if I could get off because I'm getting really tired.
Yeah.
If we want to leave off with Rook's news of threats in our Hotel California, Lotus
Yeah.
Casino.
If you guys are ready, this is a pretty good time. It's fairly... oh, shit. Sorry.
And with a combined total of 105. 91.
Sorry about that. I have, for about the past week or so, had a respiratory infection that is not great.
That's fine.
Thankfully, it's not COVID.
Demonetized.
As if we were monetized anyway.
I mean, we are a lot closer on Twitch than we are on YouTube.
Fair.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Daniel. What?
I don't want to do it again.
I'm gonna take some of these from you. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm gonna head out for tonight, guys.
Right.
No, yeah, just yet. Shit.
Oh, wait, he has his final.
Fuck.
He's been dying, it's alright. Just cut him some slack.
Yeah, I've been trying to say this for like the past 5 minutes. I'm sorry, but yes. If you would like, or if you're okay with it, I would like to leave off with you coming back to the room and telling the rest of the group what is going on.
Yeah, that's fine.
So how do you describe this weird shit that is going on?
I just kind of calmly walk up and sit next to Lucky or whatever and be like, hey, there's some weird fucking shit going on.
Lucky just kind of looks and he's like what? What do you mean?
Like mind control, hypnotism, people don't want to leave the town ever. Bullshit.
Oh, God, that does not sound good. Shit, like everything, like, are we screwed? Do we need to, like, leave now, or what?
I think if we could leave as soon as possible, that would be the best.
Alright, I guess.
But a guy is still broken, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess we're stuck here until a guy wakes up, but as soon as he does, let's get out of here. It's a shame we spent that 500 geo, though.
Yeah, you gotta make sacrifices. I don't want to be mind controlled, man. So
That's a fair concern. That's a fair concern. The mind control has started. His name is Spider-Man.
Apparently. But yes, we will leave this for next time.
Help me! Spider-Man's attacking me!
Well,
The,
you need to be a rock star to finish.
I will say, Daniel, if Lucky has anything he wants to do in this place during this night, let me know. But it sounds like we will pick up in the morning next time.
Yeah.
Yes! In the morning! Please. Yeah.
Cool. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you did and you stayed till the end of the video, please like and subscribe. Share it if you'd like. But again, not obligated to. You can tell us to fuck off if you wanted to. It's not going to hurt our feelings. And yeah, till next time. We'll see ya.